Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. Gonna read through the full article here. There's a link in the description. It is an absolute tragedy. A 3-year-old boy has died after having been left in the car. There's a twist, which is a bit of a sick twist. The twist is he was in the car park of a daycare center where both of his parents worked. So it's an absolute tragedy. We're going to have a look through the details. If you do appreciate the coverage of this topic, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. A 3-year-old boy died on Monday after being mistakenly left in a hot car for 8 hours outside of a Miami preschool where both his parents are staff members. Sholom Tauber. Let me show you a picture. Sholom Tauber was one of several children from the same family who attended Lubavitch Educational Center, a Jewish daycare. Just want to show you the spelling of the premises. Lubavitch Educational Center, a Jewish daycare in Miami Gardens. The temperature outside were in the mid-90s Fahrenheit on Monday, with the heat index indicating 103 Fahrenheit as the highest temperature that day. Now, I'm just going to interject a little bit here. I don't wish to teach you guys how to suck eggs. I'm sure you're aware, but for those that aren't, if you're in a car on a hot day with the windows shut, there's a glasshouse effect. So there's a magnifying effect in regards to the heat within the vehicle. So if it is 90 degrees, mid-90s or early hundreds Fahrenheit, the temperature within the car might well be 130, 140, 150. More than enough to cause heat exhaustion and dehydration for a young child. The unresponsive child, Sholom Tauber, was rushed to Jackson North Medical Center by helicopter, where tragically he was pronounced dead. He died of hypothermia and heat exhaustion. The medical examiners have also listed the death as accidental. The boy's father, Rabbi Menachem Tauber, was interviewed by police to assess whether or not the incident was accidental. His wife, Nahama Tauber, also works at the same daycare center, although it's unclear as if whether or not she was working on the day in question, Monday. It's believed that the rabbi, the father, forgot about his son after he pulled into work. Later that day, around 3 p.m., one of his colleagues mentioned that they hadn't seen his son all day. So the father, Rabbi Menachem Tauber, rushed to his car in panic. And it is believed that he discovered his son already dead. Of course, they did what they could. They took him to a hospital, but again, he was pronounced dead. Police are looking into obtaining a warrant to access the daycare's surveillance cameras or any security footage nearby to analyze the incident. I would hope and frankly expect that the daycare center would be fully cooperative and provide such information. I wouldn't think they would need to have a warrant. Perhaps I've just made a bit of a trivial point there, but I would hope that there's full cooperation from all parties. The article does point to the fact that Florida is the state with the second highest hot car related deaths in the United States after Texas. There's been 99 hot car deaths in Florida since 1998, so on average 4 per year. The investigation is still ongoing, and that's pretty much all we know. So, of course, I'm going to say full condolences to the family concerned. My take on it, for whatever it's worth, the father is innocent, is my take on it. I don't believe this was a purposeful act. That's my guess, of course, my speculation, but that would be my take on it. People can be forgetful. And, we are reading certain things that I'm not going to mention here because we're not allowed to we're not allowed to commit acts of wrongthink, so I won't be explicit with what I'm about to say. But there are those people on the internet, conspiracy theorists and such, that believe that people's mental faculties have been diminished of late over the last year or so for various reasons. I mean, we've got long COVID. We're allowed to talk about long COVID. We're not allowed to talk about some other things, but we are allowed to talk about long COVID. And I believe I'm right in saying that a lot of people anecdotally state that, they suffer from a mind fog, which can include forgetfulness, making simple errors, not even being able to remember people's names that they've known for years or decades, mental brain farts. So maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's a factor within this circumstance, that the father simply had a brain fart, as it were. I don't mean to trivialize the situation, but simply had an error of thought processes. He is, after all, human. And perhaps that could be related to long COVID or something else, who knows. But either way, it's an absolute tragedy. And these hot deaths are a tragedy. They continue to happen. I think it's probably a topic that I'll continue to make videos on. It just seems important to cover, if just to remind us of the dangers. To remind us, and perhaps if you're perfectly sane and you know the full dangers of this type of thing, well, perhaps it will prompt yourself to mention it to your friends, your family, your neighbours and such, or just to be a little bit vigilant when you do see on a hot day, when you're walking past cars. Maybe we need to just be having a quick casual glance in to see if there are any children or indeed pets within them. I'm going to mention this. I am an Elon Musk fan, and I don't wish to detract from the subject too much, but I am an Elon Musk. I am a Tesla fan, and I believe that's something that they have. They have, I don't know exactly, but of course Teslas have air conditioning, the same as everything else, but they have some auto thing to keep animals cool, even when the windows are up. So I'll just mention that for whatever that's worth. The article does mention another incident, which I'm going to mention. A Virginia father killed himself last month after he found his 18-month-old son dead in the backseat of an overheated car. Aaron Beck, 37 years of age, killed himself in the woods behind his home after finding his son lifeless in the car. The child's family alerted police that the boy hadn't shown up to daycare. It turned out that the father forgot. He had a brain fart. He took the child in his car, put the child in his car, and forgot to drop him off at daycare. And with that, the boy remained in the car whilst the father went to work. And tragically, the boy died, and with that, the horror, the guilt, even though it was not intended, I presume it was not intentional at all, the horror, the guilt was too much for the father to bear. He took his own life. So these are dreadful, dreadful, dreadful situations. So I'm going to wrap things up at this point, guys. Full condolences to the family, prayers to those in the daycare. We hope this issue is resolved as best it can be. And guys, if you get, like I am feeling right now, a little bit down, a little bit depressed about these kind of subjects, do step away. Now I need to let you know I'm going to make, I believe, 2 more videos, and they're both really nasty, and they're going to be upsetting. So, if you're already upset, don't watch them, but otherwise, stick around, I guess. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care.